Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Robert Downey Jr. just posted a new Avengers Doomsday teaser for the Easter holiday, full of a bunch of Easter eggs that actually reveal a couple new details that we didn't know about the movie, or that we believe rumors now confirming some details. Usually the way he gets away with posting stuff like this is just because he's so important at Marvel compared to the other actors who have the Marvel snipers on them 24/7. He's actually been doing this pretty frequently over the past year while they've been filming the movie on his own accounts, separate from the official Marvel Studios accounts. The really big thing that he did in this new promo is just confirm a couple of characters that Marvel Studios themselves have not confirmed yet. As you can see here, he's poking fun at the concept of Easter eggs in Avengers Doomsday using eggs on the Easter holiday. Like, we talk about Easter eggs in Marvel movies, I do Easter egg videos every week for big episodes. So zoom and enhance on all of his Easter eggs here in the picture. It's his version of Doctor Doom painting the Easter eggs. Notice his eyes are green to match his green coloring of his cape. Working around the eggs here, one of the biggest ones that most people are talking about here, the big revealing one, is Spider-Man's Easter egg. Notice the logo on it looks just like Tom Holland's brand new Spider-Man logo that we saw in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer just a little while ago. Confirming that Spider-Man is in a movie, or at least a Spider-Man is in a movie, but this might be misleading. The Spider-Man logo in particular might be misleading. It might be either Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire's version of Spider-Man. Streets have been saying for the past year that Tobey Maguire is going to be the main Spider-Man of Doomsday because of something that happens at the end of Spider-Man Brand New Day that will cause his Spider-Man to go off with Sadie Sink's character and help her do something different. And that is supposed to explain why he is not on the main Avengers team during the core part of Avengers Doomsday while they're getting thrashed by Doctor Doom. And everybody seems to think that the Russos have substituted Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because it's a multiverse movie. They're bringing back the legacy characters, focusing on legacy characters. And he will be the bigger Spider-Man, the more prominent Spider-Man featured during Avengers Doomsday.
Pizza time.
We will see if that holds true. We'll find out by the end of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, the movie will explain what's happening with him at the beginning of Avengers Doomsday, whether he's around or not, or if he is busy on some side quest with Sadie Sink's new character. Then there were a lot of people that were confused. There are not two different X-Men Easter eggs on this. People are like, wait a minute, are they bringing the first class X-Men in addition to those classic X-Men too? The more prominent one in front is the X-Men for the classic X-Men team that we saw in the trailer. The blue one with the yellow lines over the red inside the logo isn't another X-Men logo. It's meant to be Doctor Strange's logo, confirming that he is in the movie. He's another big character that people had questions about because he was not part of Chairwatch, but he's such a big character and he was so central to the plot of Avengers 5 when it was meant to be Kang Dynasty with the version of Jonathan Majors Kang, and during the original version of Avengers 6 Secret Wars before the Russos were rehired to come back and do it and they rewrote that movie. Doctor Strange was also going to be a very big character during that as well, too. That entire Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness post-credit scene where Clea shows up to take him to the Dark Dimension to fix an incursion was meant to set up Doctor Strange 3. When the Russos came back and completely rewrote Avengers 5 as Doomsday, Robert Downey Jr. came back, his Doctor Doom became the main character of these movies. They rewrote Avengers 6 Secret Wars. One of the movies that got delayed indefinitely was Doctor Strange 3. Meaning that now they had to figure out how they were going to fit Doctor Strange into the beginning of Avengers Doomsday and into Secret Wars. There was like a whole movie of setup that they just completely lost. Here's the thing though, the Russos already kind of gave us a clue about what they're doing with Doctor Strange during the original Comic-Con panel when they announced their plans for Avengers 5, Avengers 6, and announced Robert Downey Jr. was coming back as Doctor Doom. During that panel, they revealed that they were adapting a version of, now a very different version, they're going to change a lot of things, but it is based on the Jonathan Hickman Time Runs Out run. During Time Runs Out, Doctor Strange leaves the Avengers and the Illuminati to join a cause called the Black Priest, searching for his own way to stop the incursions and learning about the Beyonders who are causing the incursions. I don't think they're doing the Beyonders in the movies. They're going to change that quite a bit. But I do think they're going to use that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness post-credit scene to set up the idea that he's searching for his own way to stop the incursions, and in the original comic book run, he winds up learning that Doctor Doom is also searching for his own way to stop the incursions, and they start working together unbeknownst to the Avengers and the Illuminati characters, to the regular heroes. So I believe part of the idea is that during Avengers Doomsday, the heroes will learn that their friend, Doctor Strange, who technically was never an actual Avenger, he just helped out the Avengers during Endgame, will be one of the big surprise reveals that he's working with the main antagonist, Doctor Doom, and it'll seem like a big betrayal, even though Doctor Strange, on his part, thinks that he's doing the right thing because he believes that Doctor Doom knows the right way to stop the incursions and save the multiverse.
From our experience, the greatest danger to the multiverse, it turns out, is Doctor Strange.
So the really big twist of why he wasn't featured with the other Avengers characters during Chair Watch, because he is from the 616 universe, is because he'll be a big surprise reveal in Avengers Doomsday. He's working with the villain, technically, even though he does believe that his way is the right way. Working around some of these other Easter eggs too, there are actually Easter eggs buried in the actual eggs themselves, like some of them tell the story of what's happening with these characters during the actual movie. Zoom and enhance on the Avengers asterisk Easter egg. The reason why there's an asterisk in purple is because it's a reference to the Thunderbolts' new Avengers characters and Sam Wilson's new Avengers characters. The crack in the egg is a reference to the crack in the new Avengers, as well as the Sentry's broken mind, like the Void personality. Basically, things right now are not good with the Avengers, either Sam Wilson's new Avengers or with the Thunderbolts characters who also aren't completely 100%. Then there's a Fantastic Four Easter egg. The crossed out symbol on it is because he hates Reed Richards and took Franklin Richards. They'll also deal with this at the very beginning of the movie too, when the Fantastic Four meet all the other characters and they're chasing Doctor Doom, trying to get Franklin back. This is basically what that Thunderbolts post-credit scene was all about, them coming to the 616 universe at the beginning of Avengers Doomsday. But at least in the timeline of things that lead up to Avengers Doomsday, like if you're talking about the actual plot of Doomsday, that Fantastic Four post-credit scene where he shows up to get Franklin Richards is meant to be like the very beginning of the actual plot of Doomsday. So that scene takes place before the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. Then another notable one, the Captain America egg, I think is for Chris Evans, with the shield bleeding, meant to be a reference to Doctor Doom coming for him during the movie, blaming him for some of the incursions on the basis that him staying in the past with Peggy Carter created an alternate branch timeline, also caused an incursion which destroyed Doctor Doom's universe.
What happened? If you mess with time, it tends to mess back. You'll see.
You remember they also kind of got into this phenomenon during Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where they explained that jumping around in the timeline, jumping around to different universes, also led to incursions. One of the early reports we had about the movie is that they'd be using Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans' characters in another Civil War type of vibe, like they did during Captain America's Civil War, when they wanted you to sympathize with both of their characters without believing that either one was in the wrong, but putting them at odds with each other. And Avengers Doomsday, the Russos said, is meant to be more of a direct sequel to Avengers Endgame, building on the consequences of what they do during Endgame. So the big thing he does at the end of Endgame is go back to live with Peggy Carter in the past. Supposedly now, Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom blames Chris Evans' Captain America for the deaths of his wife and child because of an incursion that he believes that he caused when he came back to stay in the past. And part of his mission during the movie, Doctor Doom's mission, is to stop everyone else from either causing more incursions or get the people who did cause the incursions in the first place. That entire Chris Evans, Steve Rogers Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer they released is basically meant to be an additional post-credit scene for Avengers Endgame, explaining what he's been doing after he's been in the past for a while. Like, it's a little bit of a time jump after his first son has been born with Peggy Carter. So it kind of seems like Doctor Doom is going to show up at his house pretty soon after this moment and come for him, his son, and Peggy Carter. Like, we just follow this scene for like a little bit longer and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door and it just happens to be Doctor Doom. So I think that's the idea with the bleeding shield on this egg, is that he's coming to try and kill Captain America, Steve Rogers. You also notice that there is a Loki Easter egg, there's a Thor one right in front of him, a Shang-Chi one in the front, there's a Black Panther one for Shuri's Black Panther, even though we believe there's going to be other Black Panthers that we'll meet during these next two movies. I also believe one of the subplots for the Black Panther lore, just in general in the MCU, is that they'll introduce this new T'Challa version of Black Panther at some point during the next two movies. Then we'll see more of him in Black Panther 3, because Ryan Coogler just spun up his production company to start making Black Panther 3. I literally just did a video about that because Denzel has been talking about being in the movie. Ryan Coogler specifically is writing a part for him. So this is where all the Damson Idris Black Panther rumors you've been seeing are coming from, is all these different things leading to the idea that we're going to meet a new adult version of T'Challa, either from the multiverse or it'll be an aged up version of the young T'Challa who's the son of the previous T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman's character. We will see. The one in green with the yellow trident on it, that symbol, is meant for Namor, who we saw during the Black Panther Avengers Doomsday trailer. Then if it wasn't clear, this other Easter egg in the background is not like a second Spider-Man Easter egg. There were some people that were confused about this. It's actually Ant-Man's Easter egg. Usually Ant-Man's biggest contribution, if you look back at Avengers Endgame, is the inclusion of Pym particles, the idea that he brings the Pym particles to the table. One of the other uses of the quantum realm is that you can use it to travel between realities, between the multiverse, because there's one quantum realm for the entire multiverse. But the really big reminder here is that all these characters that they're featuring in the Easter eggs here, Doctor Doom's Easter eggs, aren't the only characters in the movie. They're just meant to be the main characters of the movie that most of the plot focuses on. All the rest of the characters will really just be like background or like 2 seconds and you'll miss them, like blink and you'll miss it kind of characters, or just in like a minute or two worth of scenes, which actually technically is a lot of time in big movies like this where there are billions of characters. I tried to find as many Easter eggs as possible as quickly as possible during this, but if you do think you spotted anything else in his post that I didn't talk about during the video, just write it below in the comments. Now that we're getting closer to Spider-Man Brand New Day, that's where most of their focus is on promoting that movie. We'll get more teasers and trailers for it, so of course I'll do videos for that, but as we get closer to that, we'll also learn more about Avengers Doomsday. They're probably waiting till Spider-Man comes out to release a bunch more official big Avengers Doomsday trailers. And it is a very big week because The Boys Season 5 episodes are starting. I'll be doing weekly videos for that in addition to my Daredevil Born Again episodes and Invincible Season 4 episodes. So be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of those. Everybody click here for all my Spider-Man Brand New Day videos and click here to learn about the Defenders coming back on Daredevil Born Again. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.